by the end of this season, Caleb Williams will be by many considered the best quarterback in his division. I think Jared Goff is going to suffer a bit from the lack of Ben Johnson. As much as you don't like Ben Johnson, the head coach, you loved Ben Johnson, the coordinator, and the early reports out of that training camp are that transition's been a little rocky. And I think we're going to see a fair amount of J-No to go along with J-Lo. And so not that he's going to have the best stats over the course, but because of how he finishes the season, because of how he looks over the final
like
6
Love
weeks.
Did
correct. Exactly right. Like how we felt Jordan Love after his first year as the starter. A lot of people were like, I think he's the best quarterback in that division right now.
Did I hear that correctly? Of course I did. Once again, Nick Wright is making an outrageous take about Caleb Williams. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about why Nick Wright is confident Caleb Williams will become an NFL superstar. Even though Caleb Williams has sucked in training camp, Nick Wright is still a massive believer in Caleb Williams. Clearly, Nick Wright is a massive Caleb Williams fanboy. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So, here it is. Are you a believer in Caleb Williams having a great season for the Bears in 2025? I am not. Clearly, Caleb Williams is getting overhyped by the media once again. And Nick Wright is more like Nick Wrong in this case, per usual. Nick Wright has been a huge fanboy in Caleb Williams this entire time. He's been a fanboy of Caleb Williams since he was in college, back when he was at Oklahoma. And then he transferred to USC. And then he got drafted by the Chicago Bears. Don't forget about the time where Nick Wright predicted the Chicago Bears to make the Super Bowl last season with Caleb Williams as their starting quarterback during his rookie season. Of course, the Chicago Bears did not get anywhere close to making a Super Bowl appearance. In fact, I told you guys last year the Chicago Bears will win 5 games and finish in last place in their division, which is exactly what they did. Caleb Williams holds onto the football entirely too long. He led the NFL in sacks. He got sacked 68 times. I know a lot of people like to blame the Chicago Bears offensive line for why Caleb Williams got sacked 68 times, but sacks are a quarterback stat. You look at how long Caleb Williams is holding on to the football, and he holds onto it entirely too long. Caleb Williams has the slowest release in the National Football League. This guy takes forever to go through his reads. He can't really read the defense. He runs around thinking that this is playground football, and obviously Caleb Williams runs into a lot of trouble. I know that Caleb Williams fanboys are going to point to the fact that he only threw for 6 interceptions last season, but I consider that stat to be massively overrated, because if all your completions are off of checkdowns, then is that really impressive in terms of avoiding turnovers? And what good is avoiding turnovers if you're taking sacks at a historic rate? Look, I'm not telling Caleb Williams that he can't take sacks, but there's a time and place for when to take a sack and when not to take a sack. And more often than not, Caleb Williams made the wrong decision in the pocket. He held onto the football too long. He tried to play hero football, and that's where it got him into trouble. There was a game last year where he got sacked 9 times against the Patriots at home. This is the New England Patriots we're talking about. This is not the LOB defense we're talking about. The New England Patriots were the worst team in the NFL last year for the most part, and their defense was terrible. And despite that, Caleb Williams still got sacked 9 times. That is a Caleb Williams issue. Caleb Williams holds onto the football entirely too long. He plays scared. He tries not to make mistakes, but when he doesn't make mistakes, he ends up creating other mistakes, which is why I am not high on Caleb Williams in 2025. If a quarterback has a sack problem, then it is very difficult to get rid of said problem. Caleb Williams does not have a fast release. He also does not read defenses well, and when you put him in a system like the Ben Johnson system, well, he's not going to clearly succeed, because Ben Johnson's offense is predicated on making the right reads at the right time, something Caleb Williams is very poor at. I also want to show you guys this clip of Nick Wright making a horrible prediction about the Chicago Bears last season. He predicted the Bears to make the Super Bowl. Caleb Williams was supposedly going to be this historically great rookie passer. Clearly, that did not happen whatsoever. I want to show you guys this clip to show you guys the stupidity of Nick Wright. Roll the film.
Everyone knows where I stand and where we stand.
Officially going
So
up.
I am here to say, after a long courtship, a few lovely dates, and a really transcendent weekend, I'm ready to move from the flirtation stage to the commitment stage. And I am picking the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams to win the NFC and to be a rookie quarterback representative in the Super Bowl.
Is the man retarded?
Exactly. Nick Wright was Nick wrong in this case, and Caleb Williams failed to prove Nick Wright correct in this process. I predict Nick Wright will also be wrong about what he is preaching about Caleb Williams for the 2025 season. Earlier in this video, I showed you guys a clip of Nick Wright predicting Caleb Williams will be the best quarterback in the NFC North division by the end of the 2025 season. That is definitely not going to happen whatsoever. I have the Chicago Bears finishing with 5 wins. I don't believe the Chicago Bears are going to be a much better football team in 2025. They do have a better coach, but at the end of the day, they didn't really have a coaching issue. I mean, at least that wasn't their main issue. Their main issue was their quarterback holding on to the football entirely too long and playing scared. Obviously, Caleb Williams is promoted as a gunslinger when in reality, he is not a gunslinger whatsoever. He actually plays very timid and he plays very scared. He's scared to make mistakes because he's trying to look at that touchdown to interception ratio, and therefore that's why he's taken a lot of sacks. That's why Caleb Williams has also struggled in training camp. He's scared to get rid of the football on time. He likes to hold on to the football a long time, and when you have that as a quarterback in an offense where timing is everything, that's where mistakes are going to be made. Caleb Williams is going to continue getting sacked a lot. I don't care about the additions of Jonah Jackson. I don't care about the additions of Joe Thuney. At the end of the day, sacks are a quarterback stat, and Caleb Williams can only hide that stat to an extent. He was overhyped coming out of the draft. He's going to continue being overhyped. He's probably going to end up being the worst quarterback in this division. He's going to be worse than Jared Goff. I expect Jared Goff to have another good season for the Detroit Lions, and then he's also going to be worse than Jordan Love, who I expect to have a solid season for the Packers. And then I also think he's going to be worse than JJ McCarthy as well. I like the situation JJ McCarthy is in for the Minnesota Vikings right now, and he's going to end up having a pretty good year for the Vikings if he can stay healthy. I don't really see Caleb Williams improving all that much for the Chicago Bears. Therefore, I have him being the worst quarterback in that division. Nick Wright is clearly being biased when he says Caleb Williams is going to be the best quarterback in that division by the end of next season, because clearly that is an emotional conclusion instead of a logical conclusion. I don't expect Caleb Williams to be all that. I had Caleb Williams as the 5th best quarterback in the 2024 draft class before the draft actually happened. I still stand on that take. I still believe Drake May, JJ McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, and Bo Nix will all be better quarterbacks than Caleb Williams at the NFL level. I said that at the time. I still stand by that. Caleb Williams is not a quarterback to be taken up seriously. He holds onto the football too long. He's also a horrible leader of men. Any guy that paints his fingernails as a hobby should not be taken seriously, particularly at the quarterback position as a position that emphasizes leadership. You can't have you guys being beta males, which is what Caleb Williams is. I don't really like the way Caleb Williams is a leader for the Bears. I also don't really like his playing style. Therefore, I don't really see success occurring for the Bears. So that is why I am not a believer in Caleb Williams having a great season for the Bears in 2025, as Caleb Williams will struggle to maximize his potential in the Ben Johnson system. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I'm gonna shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @DustinStran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinStran, and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinStran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel Sports Guy Talking.